Hi, this is Todd Catcher with the Digital Dealership System. In this video, we're going to dive into the dwell time and how the content has to relate to the dwell time of your digital signage experience for your customers. Time and time again, we're asked about the dwell time and the content and how they relate together. The dwell time is how long customers are in front of the actual screens. Now, dealers want all this content, not realizing that a customer is going to be in front of a service menu for usually less than 5 minutes. So how much content do you need on a service menu? You want your content to be relevant to the message that you're trying to relay, and you want the customer to see that message multiple times. Studies have shown that when digital signage is shown several times, they actually retain that information up to 10 times as much as print. So when someone's sitting in your service area and they're waiting to be seen by your advisor, you want them to see that message multiple times. So if you do the math and each marketing message is 20 to 30 seconds, then that person needs to see it multiple times, and they're only there for 2 to 5 minutes. You really only need to see 4 to 6 pieces of content. So 10 would be the absolute max, but at 30 seconds, that's 5 minutes of content in rotation. Remember that content and digital signage is not for your staff, it's for your customers. So if you're trying to see multiple messages, you need to reduce the amount of content. So such great things as animations and educational videos may be great on a marketing one sheet, but in reality, they're not needed to sell your products in your store because the customer's never going to see them. In addition, if you look at the alternate side at the service menu, whenever you have numbers and images combined, you want to make sure it's on the screen for a longer period of time so customers can digest the information that you're trying to sell them. If your goal with digital signage is for the customer to get educated, make sure your content is relevant to the dwell time. If we take that same information and move it to the lounge, you have to remember that the average dwell time of a customer in the lounge area is 1 hour and 15 minutes. Do you need 2 weeks of content? Do you need 24 hours of content? If the customer's dwell time is 1 hour and 15 minutes, and you want them to see messages on a multiple time frequency, then all you need to do is have content that lasts for the time that they're there on a residual basis. So they're going to see it multiple times. We supply 8 hours of content. That's plenty of content for your customers. Now you want your staff to get bored with the content. You want them to not want to look at the content because they should be selling cars, providing services. So when considering the product and the services, consider how they're being used in your dealership. Consider the dwell time and consider the information that's being provided. To reiterate, on the service side and the service menu, you don't need a lot of content. The person's only going to be there for a limited amount of time. In the service waiting area or in your lounge area, they're going to be there for longer, but you want them to see the message over and over again. So by supplying a good amount of content and a frequency of that additional marketing content that is specific to your dealership, your message will change over to a sales message or to a service increase message, and your message will go across to them and be digested by them because they're seeing it multiple times. In summary, it's important to make sure that your dwell time and your content are relevant to the customer, that digital signage is for the customer, not your staff. Consider these when choosing a provider, as when you're looking at the marketing ideas that are listed on a bullet page, many providers are saying they have hours and hours and days of content. We want your staff to be bored because we want them to focus on selling cars and providing services. So we're going to give you 8 hours of content, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, based on your dealership. With our products, you could go ahead and add or remove any piece of content that you want in the system. It's downloaded directly onto the system, so it's not streaming content. And we update it automatically for you. Check us out online at digitaldealershipsystem.com